Welcome, everyone. My name is Sonny Kirko, and with me this evening, I also have Cindy Holmes, and we are so excited to have you here. Loads of new names, loads of new faces. So we're super excited to welcome you to the Rooted Healer. So this masterclass is going to be so packed with information, value, ideas, real life stories, all sorts of things that are going to be helpful in supporting you in connecting with the healer within. So very warm welcome from me and from Cindy to the Rooted Healer. Discover a clear and guided path to unlocking the healer within. Most importantly, without wishy-washy teachings. That's not what we're doing this evening. We're going to keep things to the point, okay? So let me just welcome you properly and share with you a little bit more information. So this evening, we are going to share 3 lies, 3 myths around healing, becoming a healer, the journey towards being a healer, even the definition of a healer. But we're also going to share our stories and real life experience and kind of the flip side to that, the truth around those statements that you very often see floating around and perhaps have become part of some of your belief systems, some things that maybe, since it's the new year, since it's just started, 2024 has just started, perhaps we want to clear and refresh that old belief system so that we can embrace this beautiful energy of the new year. Then we're going to share a simple but so extremely effective healing technique that you're going to add to your healer's toolkit immediately. We are going to teach it to you, share how to go about it, how to use it, and you'll be able to use it on yourself straight away and perhaps even practice on some friends and family. So by the end of the evening, that's something that is going to be there for you in your healer's toolkit. And then finally, last but not least, really the exact steps to awaken the healer within. So Cindy and I are really super passionate about getting straight to the point, giving structure, giving information, giving value. We love the holistic family, the holistic vibes, but I feel like sometimes when we talk about spirituality, we get a little bit sidetracked, right, by some woo-woo stuff, and we like to keep things very practical. So we're really hoping to transform and transmute all of this passion that we have about clarity and structure with this masterclass this evening for you. Now, this masterclass is for you if you are that person that perhaps is a little bit shy about describing themselves as a healer, but you have that calling. You just feel it inside of you. You want to help others, whether it is a kind word towards someone, whether it is helping someone, maybe releasing some physical pain, emotional imbalances, mental blocks, spiritual blocks. You just feel that calling within you. And maybe you feel confident and comfortable calling yourself a healer, but maybe you're a step before that. You're still trying to get that confidence in yourself. If that's you, you are right. This is the perfect place for you. You're in the right place, absolutely 100%. Perhaps you're someone who is really desiring to live a spiritually aligned life. And I'm going to tell you more about myself and my background. And let me tell you, I really understand you because my life wasn't always that spiritually aligned as it is today. Not at all. And neither was Cindy's. So I was spoiling a bit of the stories that are coming up soon. But yes, absolutely. So if that's you, if you're really desiring, setting the intention, okay, 2024 is the year when I'm going to really start living a spiritually aligned life, you're definitely in the right place. If you would like to understand your wounds, right? We all have those wounds that are really still making us hurt, and we know them, they're like old friends or old enemies, but we really want to understand them and get to heal them, then definitely this is the right place for you to really start thinking about how to turn those wounds into scars. If you would like to get more about structure and understanding for things that maybe you've been experiencing in your life, maybe you don't have the terminology, maybe you don't have the knowledge, maybe you don't have anyone around you to discuss these things, but you know that there is energy around you. You feel it in your body, you feel it in other people. And if you just want to get more information and structure and kind of a framework around that, again, definitely you're in the right place. This one is for you. And finally, as you can see already, there are lots of people with us this evening. One thing that we absolutely love about the work that we do is our community. Very heart-centered, kind, like-minded community. So if you want to feel part of something bigger, that is not just you with your vision board, with your intention setting for 2024, but it's very much community of people wanting to make a positive change, wanting to heal themselves, wanting to heal others, and also a safe space, right? Where we can use terms and talk about things that maybe we don't always feel comfortable talking about. This is definitely the right place for you. And we are so, so excited to have you here. And you are so welcome in this space with us, which really, we always keep cozy, we always keep safe, we always keep friendly. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this evening's chat and energy. Now, we've been doing this for some time and we get it. Healing can be quite daunting without the right guidance, right? And I feel like we went from one extreme to another. Maybe a few years ago, there wasn't that much information available, whether it was books, online, etc. And now it's kind of the opposite. So many podcasts, so many videos, so many books, amazing resources, but it also feels really daunting to know where to start. It never feels like maybe you have the right tools, or you feel so tangled up in everything that is happening in your life that it's difficult to know even what's the first step. So if you've been feeling the desire to heal, either yourself and or others, and the desire to start on this journey, but for whatever reason that hasn't happened for you, or it hasn't happened in the way that you wanted to, we completely understand. It can be difficult, but hopefully we're going to help a little bit this evening, making things a little bit more streamlined, a little bit clearer, and give you some practical steps that you can take going forward. So perhaps you don't know where to start. Perhaps you've done a few courses, but you don't have the structure or the full training in place. Perhaps you're afraid of getting it wrong. This is such a big thing, right? Especially when you're a really heart-centered, kind, giving person. You don't want to be hurting others as you try to heal them. So you might be someone who's quite cautious. Or maybe you feel isolated and that no one around you understands your spiritual calling. Maybe you're worried about being judged. Maybe it's something that you just keep for yourself. You don't bring to work. You don't bring to your family or your partner. And this is something, you know, that we see coming up a lot for people in our community. So these are the different things, the really things and people and situations that we had in mind when we created this masterclass. Also, I feel this time of the year is the time of the year when we start thinking about our life and our careers and our future a little bit more in January, whether it is New Year's resolutions or vision boarding or intention. So if there is that worry within you thinking, here it is, another year starting, nothing has changed, I'm still stuck in the same place and situation. Again, this was created for you. And finally, I think, as I mentioned before, there is a lot of information out there in terms of podcasts and books, etc. But I think there is also a certain image, especially on social media, of healers being perfect, being beautiful and youthful and healed, and just absolutely enlightened from head to toe. And if you feel that you're not enlightened from head to toe, and that has been one of the worries that you had, then certainly neither Cindy nor I are either. And we're still doing the work, and we're doing it quite well. So this evening is really an opportunity for you to see how you, with your journey, can really bring some compassion to yourself and start seeing yourself as a healer as well. Okay. Now, what I would like you to imagine for a moment is, instead of where you are right now, really visualize feeling so at one with yourself, at one with your spirituality, whole and aligned, and not wearing a mask to go to work, not wearing another one to discuss family matters, not wearing another one to maybe be the best friend or the older sister, just being you. Imagine just being yourself across the board, 7 days a week, just being able to be aligned with yourself and your purpose. Imagine also being able to tap into your inner healer. And yes, there is a healer inside of all of us. It's just we need to give him or her an opportunity to talk and listen to them and connect with them. And imagine really being able to heal yourself and others. Imagine feeling clear and confident on how you can show up in the world and really embody your purpose. How many times we hear about life purpose and destiny and all of these big words, but then when it comes to our day-to-day, it's quite difficult to feel that we are aligned with our purpose. So imagine feeling like that. Imagine having a picture, a clear picture of your future, a path ahead of you that you can manifest into your life with a very clear journey, clear steps ahead of you. And finally, I mentioned this before, but it's really worth repeating because we are so in love with our community. We feel so blessed, so lucky to have an incredible international community, people from all over the world, different backgrounds, different races, different religions, different genders, different sexualities. We just love how diverse and loving and welcoming our community is. So imagine that warm embrace around you. I think all of these things sound quite lovely. So it's a picture that I hope you share with me as a desire that you might want to have in terms of energy to bring in your life. Now, I guess at this point, it's probably the right time for us to introduce ourselves. So you've noticed that I'm not alone. I'm sure you've seen online on WhatsApp and all various communications that you have received. There's two of us. My name is Sole Kirko. I've already introduced myself, but Cindy is also here with me this evening. Hi, Cindy. Welcome.
Hello, Sole. It's very unusual that I'm so quiet for so long.
That's true.
You really kept me quiet for a long time. And those in our community who know me have probably been thinking, how's Cindy managed to keep quiet so long? Welcome, everybody. A really, really, really warm welcome. Tonight, I'm really going to talk into my own personal healing journey. And you can see up on display, it's the then and the now. And really for me, prior to embarking on my healing journey, I was wild. I mean, if someone had told me 22 years ago or 23 years ago, I would be sitting on the Zoom call today, I would have fallen off my chair laughing, made them buy me another drink, and probably ended up either taking them home with me or falling asleep at the table. But really, before I became a healer or when I started my healing journey, I played hard, I worked hard. I think the most important thing is not those things, but really that I never showed up as my true self. I was embarrassed because of my sexuality. I was embarrassed because I was dyslexic. And I was always looking for outwardly to fulfill myself, to be a people pleaser, to everything was external. And you will hear a story later on around how basically I went through the dark night of the soul, which led me to really, you know, today, and this is my desire and what I continue to strive for. And I make a joke in the beginning because I say I'm a happy, healthy, wealthy, successful, and then I give myself all the labels: queer, dyslexic, neurodivergent, sober, psychic, independent human being. And I live my purpose by supporting others in their transformation to heal themselves and others, building a like-minded community. And I'm just so excited about how my life has evolved. I can work anywhere in the world. I've recently moved from Cape Town to London, and life is just expansive for me. So I'm excited to share the bumps and the scrapes of getting there with you today.
Thank you, Cindy. And I have to say, I've heard Cindy's stories many times now, and they're so good. Just be prepared because they're so good that it doesn't matter how many times you hear them, you still go, no. What? So yeah, be ready, be ready. They're good stories. They're all real and they're all transformational. And I always feel there is something that we can all resonate with. So as for me, I come from, maybe some of you can relate to this. I come from being very successful, at least externally, very young. So when I was in my 20s, I was very career driven, very much corporate girly, working 10, 12 hours a day, very often working during weekends or traveling for work during weekend. And everything, if you took a picture of me from an external perspective, everything looked great. You know, I was this young professional with a super cool international job, traveling all over the place all the time, cool parties, cool clients. I was, I think, 28 or, you know, my late 20s when I bought my first apartment in central London. I was on a really good salary. Like, everything looked fantastic. I think back then I had probably 150 pairs of shoes and a massive wardrobe. Like, everything in terms of, yeah, you didn't know this, did you, Cindy? Yeah.
No, I've learned something new.
So everything from an outside perspective looked like great, you know, the dream for any 20 something, you know, late 20s, early 30s person. But the reality was I felt so isolated living in London. I was in a toxic relationship. Of course, back then I didn't know that it was a toxic relationship. I thought it was the love of my life. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working out. Surely we were meant to be, and yet it was extremely toxic. Lots of conflict and misunderstandings with my family, especially with my mom, just really not relating with my roots, with my ancestry, lots of conflict. So it wasn't such a good picture when you took a closer look. And the thing is, I had no hobbies. I had no time. So of course I had no friends, I had no hobbies, I had no interest aside of work. I was so focused on that. And all of that turned into just being so disconnected from myself, which, you know, when you look at that picture, is no surprise, right? So now, well, now it's a different story. Now I'm doing work that I absolutely love with spiritually aligned clients. I am so excited, feel so blessed every day to do the work that I love, to be learning and sharing from my clients. It's just amazing. I live in the countryside now, beautiful countryside, not far from Glastonbury and Stonehenge, very spiritual, beautiful, calm vibes. I am so fortunate to be surrounded by a loving family, supportive friends, the absolute opposite of what I had maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Because now I have the time and I've done the work on myself, and those beautiful connections have blossomed. Even the ones with my family have absolutely changed. Things that looked like they were always going to be one way, actually they really changed with time. I have time to travel, for hobbies, for friends, all of those things. And I think most importantly, to kind of echo what Cindy was saying, really feeling that sense of it's me, I am myself. And that really deep sense of alignment that really helps feeling that you're in the right place, you know, that you are on the right track. And that's like best way to explore the world, I feel. So this is us, a brief introduction, if you didn't know us, or if you just wanted to get to know us a little bit better. But we're going to dive straight into our three lies that we're going to cover this evening. So there are three things that are, I feel like, Cindy, these are like our pet peeves. Like when we see this or when we hear someone talking about this thing, you're like, oh no, not again. So the one thing that we are all the time is that healing or being a healer cannot be taught. So you're either born with the gifts of healing, or that's it. There's nothing that you can do. Sometimes people talk about lineage and how many generations of healers are in your family, etc.
Yeah.
So this is obviously not particularly inclusive towards people. Second myth or like lie that we are very often is you can't be a healer unless you're healed yourself. You know, you need to be that perfect enlightened being. And the third thing, healing is a complicated and unstructured journey. Now, it's probably not easy and smooth, but we're going to chat about how we can make it definitely more streamlined and easier for you to follow. So, as I said, there's going to be plenty of personal stories this evening. So, I'm going to start with you're born with the gifts of healing. It can be taught as our first lie for the evening. And actually, our counter statement to this, that is, we can all tap into the healer within. And at this point, I'm just going to stop sharing slides for a moment because I want to bring you straight in with a story about Cindy and how the most unlikely person that you could ever think actually managed to tap into her inner healer. So we need to go back in time a little bit at this point, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And now that those slides have gone, let me just adjust my screen so that I can feel like I can jump into your living room with you and tell you the story. So, set the scene, London, operations director for a restaurant group managing about 800 people in all the fancy restaurants in London, you know, doing my thing. I had arrived 5 weeks before that. I'd received my new Compass Mercedes-Benz. I thought I was the bee's knees. However, that was the outside. Mm-hmm. Inwardly, at the time, I was really going through conflict. A good friend had died. I'd had a number of unmanageable relationships. My heart had been broken through a fling that I'd had or that I thought I should have had. So there's just this setting the scene out, you know, getting home on a Friday night, not remembering things. And I just want to say that, you know, I thought that everything was fine, although I just knew I felt unsafe in the world, and I just kept on not showing up. I was lying to my parents about my sexuality. Some people knew, some people didn't. So I wasn't showing up who I was, and I was using alcohol to numb this wounding of my parents' conservativeness, having grown up. So there were lots of things going on around who I was, and really not being able to show up as my authentic self. And this night I went to go and visit a friend. And I drove in my new car because I wanted to show it off, and it was very clever, and she was just down the road. And anyway, what happened was we drank some beer, and then we had some dinner, and we drank some wine, and then we ended up with some whiskey. And I felt that I was invincible, not because my energy was good, but because my energy was really bad. And I got in my car and I drove home.
Mm.
And when I arrived home, somebody had followed me. And the next thing I knew, I was slumped over my steering wheel outside my flat, and there was a siren, and I was arrested. I was taken into jail. I spent the night in jail. They took the photographs, they took the fingerprints, and I felt so much shame and guilt. I was the director of a big company. I was, it was a listed company. And here I was spending a night in jail. My whole world fell apart. My pride, I was a very proud person. How was I going to tell people? And I went through an extraordinarily difficult court case. My lawyer had said to me, I must be careful. I could have landed up in prison, and so I was terrified. But I knew that something had to be done. And eventually I wasn't sent to jail, but I was given 100 hours community service, where I had to go and meet at the Sainsbury's in Westbourne Grove, and they would pick us up and we would get our orange uniforms on, and I would have to show up and do my community service. I was a director of a company that was not only in London, which meant all my area managers had to pick me up at train stations. And I just felt absolutely like nothing had happened. And I knew I needed to do something. And it so happened at that specific time that I'd met a spiritual person, and I fell upon the College of Psychic Studies, and I landed up doing a workshop with Sue Allen around angels and guides. And it was the most kind of, after this dark night of the soul, of being really embarrassed and not knowing what to do. I think the thing was I didn't know what to do, but I knew I needed something spiritual. I knew that this was deep rooted in my physical, emotional, mental, but spiritually, I needed to get rid of the spirit and bring in the spirit. And so I then started my journey I joined the College of Psychic Studies. I was interested. I was able to do some psychic development, and I started working on a one-on-one, doing some psychotherapy and healing with Sue Allen. And what was extraordinary is that at the time, there were some key points that led to this healing journey of mine. One of the major things around me numbing myself with external bad relationships, with alcohol, with things, was really around my sexuality with my father. I never wanted to disappoint my father. I was the apple of his eye. I was his little girl that had done so well and gone to London. And I always said to him, I'm married to my job. You don't need to worry. And everyone had to lie, and it was messy. And then going through my own journey and healing my wounds and finding my confidence to face my father. And it was so synchronistic that the day I told my father, a week later, I poured all the alcohol down the drain at home, and I didn't drink again. But what then came up over a few years was all my stuff that I had suppressed. Now, some of us do it with relationships, some of us do it, can't get out of it through depression or anxiety. But then I needed to start working with that. And as I said, I decided alongside giving up alcohol that I wanted to give up smoking. Guys, I became a healer by default. Because on the healing course, it wasn't until module 4 I actually paid attention to what was going on with myself. I used the healing course to stay at the pub. I wasn't going to AA and hanging my dirty laundry up. I was doing it with healing. I was going to heal with the angels, and I was going to do it that way. And what happened was I gave up smoking, and about a week later, I had this energy coming out of my hands. And I went to the psychic development tutor at the time. I think Sue was around and said, I've got this energy coming out of my hands. What am I to do with it? She said, you better go and do an interview for the healing course. I said, I'm not a healer, I'm a psychic. I mean, I like all the psychic energy. I'm not a healer. They're all the shiny foreheads and shiny chin ones. And they said, no, Cindy, really, Spirit is telling you this is your time to become a healer. So I enrolled in the healing course. I thought, great, Tuesday nights, I'm going to be doing healing. And at that time, they did it on a weekly basis. And I thought, great, I'm going to become a healer and it will keep me occupied. And as I said, I got to module 4 and I went, I'm changing. I'm transforming. What is going on? And actually, I was starting to show up in the world in this different way. And that's when I started paying attention. And how I landed up with the school is another whole story, which I'm not going to tell you, and why I'm talking here today, because Spirit guided me and I learned to listen to my inner voice. I learned to listen to my intuition. I learned to see the signs. And Spirit had to give me the dark nights of the soul, the drama stories. So if you've got drama stories and wounds that are sitting there, listen to your intuition tonight. Listen to what messages you're getting on ways in which to heal them. Because when you don't need to be like me and spend a night in Queen's Park prison to shift. Maybe you can look at it in a different way.
Absolutely. And I bet if anyone knocked on that cell door that evening and you said, oh, don't worry, you can learn how to heal yourself and you can learn how to heal others, that would have been so far removed from how you felt and just the place where you were. You would have just gone like, you mad? No. What are you talking about?
Mad. I would have said barking mad.
Yes.
But through the guidance of Spirit, here I am today. Who would have thought? Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah. So that's definitely a lie. That it cannot be thought. The healing cannot be thought. That we cannot learn how to heal ourselves and others. And definitely you're living proof of that. I know I'm also proof of that because things were not always quite this good.
So tell us your story. Everyone, I do know Saleh's story, but do you want to go in a little bit around how that transformation happened for you?
Yeah, and I would really want to tap into our second lie that we have laid out for you, which is you can't be a healer unless you've healed yourself. And I really want to tap into this second lie before I share my story and my truth around it, and of how much healing is a journey and how we're all always evolving, and we absolutely don't need to be perfect to heal others. So my story, I'm going to be honest, is going to be a very ego-based story. So for me, I went from feeling very lost and feeling that I had all, by the way, extremely privileged and fortunate and lucky along all my journey, but yet, feeling very lonely and isolated and really depressed throughout. So there wasn't anything from the outside world that was really nurturing my inside. And I went from that life that I described at the beginning of the masterclass into finding my community, the teachings, the books. And I really find it like, this is amazing. Like, this is it. Like, it's done. Look at me 6 months ago and look at me now. And I felt so good about myself because the transformation had already started. But I very much felt like there was a before and after. Like there was, those late night commercial of before the treatment, after the treatment, before the makeover, after the makeover sort of thing. And I felt that that was me, right? And I felt, oh, that is my before. That is gone now. That is the past. Now I'm in the light. I'm all healed. This is great. I'm having like great results with my case studies and clients that I'm working with. That's it. I'm done. So, of course, what did I do? Remember that toxic relationship I talked about at the beginning. So I thought it was going to be a really good idea for me to send a message to this person that I had managed to get out of my life and to reconnect with this person and, reconnect at what I thought was going to be a much higher and enlightened point of connection. And of course, I did all the enlightened things that you do, such as, making sure that you have the right outfit and the right makeup and all of that. So I was very concerned about loads of things going into that meeting, which should have been for me that alarm bell that I was still in the process of healing. But no, I felt I was done. I felt like this is the new me. I can really step into this from a completely different perspective. I'm healed. Can anyone guess how that meeting went? Horribly wrong. That toxicity was still there. The triggers were still there. Certainly the wounds were still there. We were very unhealthy for each other on so many different levels. So despite me feeling like this is it, that's the end of my journey, I was really met with the hard truth that I wasn't perfect, I wasn't healed, and there was still a lot that I needed to do. But what was quite difficult for me to grasp was the fact that actually there isn't a before and after, but it's a flow and a continuous journey. Because yes, I was changing and shifting. Yes, I was starting to feel energy and heal other people, and still I needed to heal myself. So it's not as much as a close this door and open a new one and never look back. It's a process. Same as what Cindy was talking about. She just briefly summarized a journey that took months, if not years, right? So for me, when I realized that it wasn't a black and white situation, but just waves, and the moment I realized that it was always going to happen, that was so empowering. Well, the beginning was very confusing, but then it was so empowering to me because I didn't feel like I was less than if I was going through a difficult time, or if there was still some drama in my life, or if I felt still a little bit lost. I just knew it was part of the process and that it wasn't taking away from the good work that I had already done on myself and I was starting doing on others.
So, just picking up from that, I mean, in my life, I continue to heal. I
Absolutely.
continually, things come up, you look at things, you get to a place, you need to do the work. And as much as when somebody says it's like peeling an onion, and I go, oh, I hate that, I hate that metaphor. Unfortunately, that metaphor is correct, is that we do peel the onion and we do kind of continually upgrade our energy, but we need to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've started, but we need to get another playing ground in order, or another way of looking or doing different things, because our psyche is so clever at hiding stuff in the dustbins.
Completely.
And we talk about this a lot around how we're able to hide things in dustbins, and the energy needs to rattle those dustbins and shine the light on there. And we're very, very clever as human beings to hide things away and forget things.
Yeah.
And slowly they come out in different ways. So it's a journey.
It really is. Which kind of takes me to the third one of our lives that we wanted to share this evening. And I think what's really interesting about this is that it's something that I think potentially can be twisted a little bit. So healing is a complicated and unstructured journey. I wouldn't say that healing is an easy journey, but I would also say that if you have the right education, mentoring, support, and you're safe along this journey. And I know that you have quite a scary story that you're going to share with us in a second of healing others, but not doing it in a safe way, then actually healing becomes more accessible for everyone. So this story always gives me the chills, I have to admit, because it really brings home the power of energy and what happens when we're really not working from the right place,
From the heart
the right
space.
intention,
Yeah.
from our heart space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Soleil. So I was now in module 4, module 5, going into module 6 of the healing course. And I now had the light bulb went on, and I can channel this healing energy through my hands, and I can shift things, and my case studies were shifting and moving, and I was seeing amazing progress with my case studies. And at the time, I had a partner who was diagnosed with cancer of the womb. And I was like, this is my chance. This is my chance to show that I am the healer. And the person wasn't a partner. They were a girlfriend, to be fair. It was quite a new relationship. And I stepped in, I'm the healer. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to fix the situation. I'm going to use my healing power and gifts that I've now discovered to help heal this person, because I really wanted them to be well. It was some time ago, we are going back a few years where, when cancer recovery was not as great as it is now. It was really scary. And so I channeled the healing, I did the healing, I reduced the tumor, I worked with it. But I was doing it for my own gain. I was doing it to impress this girlfriend. I was doing it from a place of power. And rather than being the channel of the healing, rather than following the structure that we had been given to heal from the heart, I was healing from my ego. I was healing from, for those of you who know the chakra, I was healing from my solar plexus. It was about personal power. It was about personal gain. And I put everything into it, and I was so attentive, and I prepared the body, I prepared the organs, everything I had learned on the healing course. I kind of forced it into this situation from my ego. And the extraordinary thing was that this person went into hospital. They had a hysterectomy. They were in hospital that same day that they had the op. They got the all clear. The doctor said, from what it looks like, we feel we've got everything. It hasn't spread. It looks like there won't be any further treatment. She was really happy. I'd also taken care of her kids. She had 2 older kids who I'd been with. And I just said, I'm going to go home, have a bath, shower, have something to eat. I'll come back this evening. And when I arrived back, her ex was there, and she said to me, you know what, Cindy, let's call it a day. My ex has come back. I was heartbroken, but not only that, I lost a huge amount of weight. And I was ill for 3 months. It took me 3 months because I'd given away all my energy. I hadn't followed the structure. I hadn't followed the rules. And it's really, really important when we do healing that we don't put our own belief systems. We don't go into this place of, look at my power, look at me, look how great I am, etc. That is not what a healer is. A healer is a channel of this beautiful healing energy to others. meeting them where they're at, sometimes going forward, sometimes holding, and sometimes even going backwards with them. It's not about you. It's not about your power and how good you are. Healing is really about holding that beautiful space for others. In a heart space, no matter what it triggers within you or what you want, it's not about your destination.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I feel we shared a lot about us, and hopefully our stories are stories that resonate with people, a story that make people feel that no matter where you are in your life, being a healer is a possibility, and no matter how challenging or unlikely things might look to you right now, there are options. You can be in that aligned self energy. You can heal yourself and you can heal others. And it's always very important to us to start with these stories because, well, first of all, this is where we come from, and also to connect with you on a very genuine, vulnerable level. But also at the beginning, we said we would share with you a amazing technique to heal yourself. And so we're now going to shift gear a little bit, and we're going to go, Cindy's going to guide us through a beautiful meditation visualization and talk us through the very simple but extremely effective steps for this healing technique that you can use on yourself straight away during the exercise. And if you wish, you can then go back to the recording of this masterclass and go through the same steps and get more and more familiar with the technique in the future as well. So, Cindy, I'm going to leave the space to you
Thank you,
for
Sally.
this beautiful moment of sharing.
Thank you. So, everybody, can I just invite you, please, if you're playing a game, you've got your Facebook, can you just give yourself, it'll be about 12, maybe 15 minutes, an opportunity to heal. And just set that intention, turn your emails, turn everything off. And I'd like you, if possible, to be in a sitting position with your feet on the ground. And if not, imagine that your feet are on the ground. So really sitting in a comfortable position. And I'm going to invite you, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes. And then we're just going to follow the breath in. We're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in vitality. And we're just going to breathe out our day. And just one more deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. And just starting to feel yourself relaxing back into your chair and just feeling comfortable and still. And now I'd like you to bring your attention to your feet. And just feel your feet sinking into Mother Earth. Just feel Mother Earth below the ground and allow your feet to sink into the ground. And the soil in the ground is moist and the soil is rich and fertile with lots of energy and nutrients. And as your feet go in, you feel two beautiful, healthy roots growing from the soles of your feet. And you allow these beautiful roots to grow down, 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 down to the center of Mother Earth. And they connect with the heart of Mother Earth and her unconditional love and her infinite wisdom. And as they connect, we just allow this beautiful earth energy to come up, 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 up the soles of your feet, up into your knees, up into your base. And from your base, I invite you to drop a third root, a really healthy third root, deep into the earth energy, connecting with that love. And with these 3 beautiful roots, we connect to the healing energy of Mother Earth. And we just bring up that healing energy. We allow it to circle in and throughout our own energy field, but we bring it in to our hearts. And we affirm, I am grounded and I am connected to Mother Earth's healing energy. From our heart, we go up through the throat, through the third eye, up through the crown, up, 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 to the highest point of light, to the source of all creation. And we connect to the healing energy as we attune to the source. We attune to that beautiful high vibrational energy. And we allow that energy to come down, 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 down through the night sky, down through the layers, down through the roof of your house, down into your heart space. And you just allow the energy of source, the divine, to connect into your heart as you attune into your heart. And as we sit in this beautiful space of attunement, we put this whole call in a bubble of protective light, and just feel this bubble of protective light around you, knowing that you are safe, knowing that you are grounded, knowing that you are attuned. And now that we have done the gap process, grounding, attuning, and protecting, we are ready to channel that healing energy. So once more, you're going to go down into the earth and connect to the heart of the healing energy. And we're going to bring that healing energy up into the heart. From the heart, you're going to go to the highest point of light, of healing energy, and you're going to bring that energy down, down, down into your heart space. And now I would like you, please, to allow that energy to flow down your arms into your hands. And I would like you now to please open your eyes and have a look at where I have my hand on the core. And what I would like you to do is to feel that healing energy between your hands. So just feel that magnetic energy, allowing that energy. It's like, you know, when you hold magnets together and you can feel that energy of the magnet. If you are attuned to source and to the earth energy, you'll be able to get a sense of that beautiful energy connecting between your hands, feeling the energy as you feel that magnetic field pulling and pushing. So now try and move that energy a little bit out and see how that feels. Taking your hands out to a broader spectrum. And now I would like you to bring that energy back in and try and bring it closer and closer. Maybe you feel tingling in your hands. Maybe you feel heat. Maybe you feel cold. But there will be a sense of that energetic connection. If this is channeled directly into your heart from source and from the earth, this is the magic and the alchemy of healing energy. This is us out of the way, out of our egos, and really holding healing in our hands. And now I would like you to think of somewhere in your physical body where you're feeling either pain or dis-ease. And I would like you to take that healing energy. I've had a bit of a funny knee, So I'm going to lift up my knee and I'm going to channel that healing energy down onto my knee. And I invite you, please, to send that healing energy to an area of your physical body. And if there isn't anything specific, hold that energy such that you are able to channel the healing energy to somewhere that feels uncomfortable in your physical body. And just feel the energy as it soothes that pain or that dis-ease or that discomfort in the physical body. And now I'm just channeling healing to my eyes. And I invite you to do the same. And I'm just going to let you hold that energy for a short space of time. Feeling maybe warmth, feeling maybe cold, feeling tingling. What are the sensations that you are feeling? Just feeling that ability to channel this extraordinary energy to a place of dis-ease. And when you are ready, I'd like you to just know that you can go and do this anytime or listen to the recording and do it again, but slowly just let that energy dissipate from your hands. And we just give thanks to the source of all creation, to the healing energy. And what I would love you to do, please, is to start feeling that grounding again, because we've ignited your energy. So I'm just inviting you to ground your energy. And then I'm going to ask you to draw in the physical energy, just drawing in the emotional, the mental, and just popping yourself in another bubble of light. And we can just feel, although we're talking about healing, so some of you might feel that that energy is still flowing through you, but just really feeling yourself grounded once more. It might have lifted you a little bit up, but just grounding, that grounding is so vital. Us being in our physical bodies is really key to the healing process. If there is one thing that can change your life, if you know how to bring your spirit back into your body and ground yourself, you can change your life. So just ground yourself into your body and just feel that heaviness with me. And then just rub your hands and back to Saleh. Saleh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Cindy. Lovely, lovely experience as always. Thank you so much for guiding us through this. And I'm sure people will have all sorts of opportunities and chances in the future to apply this beautiful, simple, but effective technique. And of course, it's a technique this evening you demonstrated how to use it on some physical discomfort, but we can also set the intention to use it, for example, on stress or emotional turmoil. Obviously, it's not going, and sometimes we feel those things in our body, right? So we can direct the healing to different parts of our body, or we can just hold the beautiful healing energy and set the intention maybe to heal heartbreak or to support us in a time of particular stress or anxiety, etc., etc. So it's a beautiful, beautiful technique. Thank you. I hope all of you enjoyed it and are going. I really encourage you to tap into this technique again. And so back to chatting about our journey as healers. Wouldn't it be just amazing to feel as we're feeling now, to really welcome the time to heal ourselves. And, really being in a position where we are, I feel like possibly our slides are healing themselves still and taking in the beautiful healing energy. So imagine just feeling as you've just felt this beautiful sense of attunement. Just imagine always feeling like this, feeling that you can always tap into this beautiful healing energy. Imagine if you could learn more. Cindy has shared with us this easy exercise, 10-15 minutes, including our energy management, grounding of our energy, and so on and so forth. Imagine how much more you could learn. And imagine if you could do this to help others. So it's really powerful when you take this 10-15 minutes and you visualize this experience multiplied, the impact that it could have on you, on your loved ones, on other people, on the world, on the extended community around you. So this evening, we want to share with you that we have our internationally accredited healing course starting again in February. This is not a new course. We had over 500 students from all sorts of backgrounds, from all sorts of nationality going through this course. It's a beautiful journey. It's 18 months long. It's not a quick course. It's not like a quick fix. It's deep, it's soulful, it's informative, it's a beautiful opportunity for self-healing, for learning, for connection, and really to transform you into a fully accredited energy healer. Now, the course has plenty of content. Feel free to screenshot the screen if you want to, but Cindy, really you bring it to life much better than a slide could. Really what the course is about, what are the benefits, why are we so passionate about it?
Okay, so Saleh, this healing course, as I said earlier, we start off and it's that energy management, that sense of feeling safe and working with the energy management. We learn about the alchemy of energy and around what the alchemy of energy can do. We saw how sick it could make me, but imagine using the alchemy of that in a positive way with doing different things. And the healing course is really fascinating because it works, the transformation works. Earlier I spoke about the dustbins and us hiding stuff in the dustbins. And what actually happens in the healing course is that all these things kind of is methodology. And we take people through methodology in order for them to learn. But not only do we give information, our methodology is interesting because we start off and we give information. That information's available out in books and in the internet. So we do that. But the secret to transformation is first, you practice that information on yourself.
Yes.
Then in the classroom, you practice that information with a classmate. And then the third thing has happened, you go out and do case studies. And with this three-way recipe, somehow those wounds start to shift. Somehow those wounds start to shift and move. And I think that really is part of the strength, and one of the pillars of the course is that I call it the secret recipe of transformation. Remember I said to you, I got to module 4 and went, hell, I need to take this seriously, and then thought I'm a powerful healer and went and got smacked again. But that was all through this three-way process. And so the other thing I just want to say about this long list, which is like people going, oh, look at all these things, is that this healing course is like a GP course. You get a bite of everything. You get this knowledge of healing. So you get this whole smorgasbord of methodology, being guided and healing yourself and working through all this methodology. And then you are able to feel safe. You are able to heal yourself. You will always, I always say to people, come and get your GP's qualification, and then you can go out and be out in the world. The one thing you will know is you will know your own energy. You will know how to ground and stay in your body. And if you know your own energy, you can do any spiritual work, because the minute it is unsafe, you can bring yourself back into your body. You can be grounded. And the other thing that I truly pride ourselves on at the School of Intuition is we provide a safe environment. You can see we upfront people, we're straightforward. There is a lot of structure. There's a lot of taking you through this process in a structured way, with feedback, with a code of conduct, working with the law, bringing all these things to this GP really helps facilitate and hold and give wisdom to the healer while healing themselves. And there we see the transformation through going from the wounded healer to the wise, compassionate observer or witness, where we start working out to heal from our scars and not our wounds. Because it's not about our wounds. Remember when I jumped in as a student and did that healing on that girlfriend? What happened? I was healing from my own wounding. I was healing from my own insecurity. I was healing from my own power. Remember, I said earlier, I needed affirmation from outside. When I'm centered in my heart and I'm channeling that healing, then I'm healing from I don't bypass my stuff, guys. We really, really work hard at no bypassing. And so people are able to heal their wounds while becoming the witness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and there is a lot of information there, and I just want to pull out a couple of things that I think for me, having been a student, Facebook reminded me with one of those Facebook pop-up reminders that 10 years ago I was a student, that there are certain things that are truly, truly transformational. So we said it's going to be 18 months. It's 18 beautiful in-person days. We have this really peaceful St. John's Wood location, very calm, beautiful energy. It's an intimate learning experience, right? It's not a massive group online with 300 people. It's 14 people maximum. So everyone is going to get to know each other, work together, support each other. The tutors, Cindy and I, are going to be supporting you directly throughout the course. Aside from the group work and these beautiful days practicing together in person in London, you also get 60 minutes one-to-one mentorship sessions where either me or Cindy support you module by module, discussing with you your case studies, your blocks, your questions, your doubts, anything that you might have along the way. So you have the beautiful community, you have the shared experience, but you also have the one-to-one bespoke support. And it's not just the calls, the mediumship sessions. We also make ourselves available via WhatsApp, whether it's a voice note or a little message, if there is a quick question, something that you want to discuss, so that you feel so held and supported throughout the entire course. Anything that comes up, we're there with you, for you, supporting you. There are also beautiful groups of peer support, again on WhatsApp, to connect with the rest of your fellow healers. And something else that really, I hope we got that message across, but really all our assignments, all our information, whether it's a reading list, whether it is the assignments that we give you, whether it's the feedback, the individual feedback. You will get individual feedback for every single thing that you do, whether it is practicing healing in class, whether it's submitting an assignment. This is not a cookie cutter. Everyone gets, you know, farmed out the same piece of homework and then you hear nothing back. It's your own personal development that we're so passionate about, and everything is structured, everything is available online, so you get the best of both worlds. You get the wonderful in-person experience, but you also get all the video training, all the recorded meditations, the reading list, everything in terms of assignments and submitting your homework is all done online, very easy, very structured. Cindy has mentioned how passionate we feel about keeping ourselves, our energy, our students' energy, our clients' energy safe, and how passionate we are about being professional. We have not one but two professional accreditations. So the British Alliance of Healing Association, as well as the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine. These are just two great accreditations for healers to have once they successfully graduate from the course, because they're going to be so helpful as they then set up as a healer professionally, to have that for insurance purposes, for credibility, working with other well-being professionals, etc., etc. This all comes with a very structured code of conduct. So again, it's all about the professionalism. And everything is really structured in a way that, yes, you're healing yourself, but we're also prepping you for what comes after you finish the course. Now, all of this, the value of all of this is £5,950. And we have added, just for this evening, some bonuses that are available until the 23rd of January. Remember, we're starting in February, so there is very short amount of time. First of all, we're going to add a £500 discount off the course fee. This is going to be the last time that we take that £500 off. We're going to add a energetic mastery session, either with me or with Cindy. This is a really powerful one-to-one energetic coaching session with one of us to really propel your healing journey. And we recommend doing this at the beginning of the healing course to set you on course. It's beyond, above and beyond the membership, the mentorship sessions that you already have included in the course. It's something really about coaching you and taking you to that next level. And we're also including, I mean, you've seen how powerful visualizations and meditations are. We're also included a chakra flower meditation as part of our bonuses. Now, all of this together brings you to an amazing transformation, healing yourself, aligning to your purpose, connecting with your community, your tribe, just feeling seen, feeling safe, feeling held and connected, grows your confidence, grows your self-worth. Expand your toolkit. You've seen already this evening that we have loads of different opportunities available for you to expand your toolkit and really gain some knowledge that we really truly believe is invaluable, really life-changing. Not to mention healing others, which I feel like the reason why we're all here this evening is because that's what we're really passionate about. Now, all of that together, the value of all of that with the bonuses that I mentioned is £6,200 with everything that I mentioned, including all the mentorship, everything included. That's the value. Now, what we are doing this evening until the 23rd of January is to offer a fast action price with the bonuses. So you get the £500 off in addition to the fast acting price. You get the mentorship sessions with Cindy or with me. You get the meditation for £3,500. So this is incredible value. We really want to make this as accessible as possible to people. And I just want to reassure you, there are payment options. So you don't need to pay in full. you can if you want. If you want to make the commitment to yourself, absolutely. But if it's something that you prefer to break down into more manageable payments, we really don't want the financial side of things to hold back anyone, because we really believe in the course being so transformational. And really what I would like you to do, what I invite you to do, is to fast forward to 2025. So imagine starting a new year, and imagine, like, how do you want to start 2025? Do you want to still feel stuck? Do you want to feel misaligned? Do you want to feel that you don't know how to answer your calling? Do you want to still be in a position where you are wondering how to really manifest your desire of being a healer into your life? If you don't change anything in how you move through life, your life is not going to change. So nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So my question to you would be, do you want to start another year feeling like you're feeling now, or would you like to begin your transformation now? So visualize yourself at the beginning of 2025, well into the new year. You know, you will be next year, if you start with us in February, a fully qualified and accredited healer. You would have worked on your wounds, brought compassion and kindness to your own healing journey, and you would have connected to an absolutely beautiful community of people. So imagine that, if that was your 2025, and you can start building towards that now. So once again, if you want to screenshot this, here is everything that you get. It's a massive list. This doesn't even include the program of everything that we're going to cover. It's so in-depth, it's so rich, it's so transformational. There is so much, and the price is £3,500 until the 23rd of January, including all the beautiful bonuses that are listed there. Have I missed something, Cindy?
No, I don't
feel
think.
like maybe I missed our community. We talked about it.
We missed our community. So, guys, this isn't our first rodeo. We've done this course, and just think about it. There are only 14 people on a course. We've done a good, think about 35, 40, students going through this thing. Our students love it. The transformation, these pictures of graduation are just my best days. They're just like, wow, just seeing that, and I always say, people who have chats with me or booked, I always say, the person you are today is not going to be the person who comes to graduation. You are going to be different. And everyone will always, and I come with a warning. It's a warning, everyone. This is a warning. You will transform. There is no question. From the day you started to the day you finish, different person, and it will be a journey. That is all I'm saying. It will be a journey. I love our community. You can see the happiness, and you can feel that. And just as your life will change. And it's not a threat. It's a promise. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I just feel like there is. And also I need to, just before we go on, Sole, I just want to talk about having a chat with me, because I think that's really important. And I just feel it's the right time to say, there will be a conversation with me, because not only do we need to interview you, but you need to interview us. And so no one can just start the course. This isn't a cookie cutter, blah, blah, blah. It's not that. This is being held through a process. And that starts with a chat with me to see if what your objectives and where you are meet with the requirements of the course. And then you can also interview me and ask me the questions of what we're doing. So I've made myself available for the next few days. And so get in there, book a chat with me. If you book a chat with me, you don't have to do the course. Maybe I'll say to you, it's not the right time, guys. You need to wait. You need to do a little bit of this. You might need to change that. If the time might not be right. So let's see if the time is now for you. Let's have you're not going to talk to a bot. We are humans that are going to be there to hold the structure. And that's what makes me really proud about this course. It really, when I talk about it and I see graduation, my heart just expands.
Yeah.
And I want to share that with
Yeah.
you, and we want to share that with you. But for me, it's such a special journey.
Yeah. And I would really, really encourage people to get in your diary, because I know that you take these chats really seriously. It's not like a 10 minutes chat. It's a nice opportunity for connection, 30, 40, 45 minutes sometimes,
Yeah.
like a proper connection, a proper chat, understanding the individual, understanding the person, connecting on an energetic and soul level to really see if this is the right journey ahead. And no one ever comes out of that conversation feeling like they've wasted half an hour or 45 minutes. Whether it is for them or not, there is a beautiful moment of reflection for everyone. So I know that you have slots available, but our love for our community is immense, but our time is limited. So I would suggest, if you're interested, I have put in the chat, and you will receive it as a follow-up email link to book directly a slot with Cindy in her diary. Get in there, because there are slots available, but they're not infinite. So if you really want to have time to think it through and not miss out on the amazing bonuses and the fast action price that is expiring on the 23rd of January, I will get myself booked in, have that chat, feel it in your energy, and decide how to move forward. And Cindy's always very happy to chat about finances and payment plans and all of that, and all of the logistics of that.
One other thing, if you are not in London, fear not, because register to our mailing list, or you will get that. We have an online course, and then it's like a hybrid. You have the you can come to London or Cape Town, and then also we have a in-person course happening early this year in Cape Town. So don't worry if you can't make London. There are other options. So yeah, but I look forward to seeing you in a chat soon.
Yeah. Any other questions before we go? I'm just keeping an eye on the chat, but I feel like, thank you everyone. Appreciate all of you sending your lovely messages and feedback in the chat. Unless there are any other questions, I think this is it for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Cindy. Always a pleasure to hear your stories and your adventures.
Thank you. Are there just any questions about the healing or anything? We still have a few minutes before everyone goes, but I think people are leaving. We will leave Q&A. I think we're good, Soleh. I just look forward to seeing all these people, and I look forward to chatting. Yeah, I look forward to chatting to you soon. How exciting.
Good. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Soleh, thank you for all your input tonight as well. Big, big, big thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.